Welcome to the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show. Conversations with elite business leaders from around the world. And now, here is your host, T. Allen Haynes.
Welcome back to the show. We've got a great guest for you today. We've got Eddie C. Postma, and he is a veteran project manager and fearless internet entrepreneur. And Eddie Postma has been building and maintaining enterprises for nearly 3 decades. And he has experiences varying from online magazines and video production companies to the Parksen Parking app, and now the Parksen Green smart and connected city platform. Eddie tackles each of his projects with unlimited energy and dedication. Welcome to the show, Eddie.
Oh, thank you very much, Tracy, for inviting me here. I'm very happy to talk to you.
Awesome, and I appreciate you tuning in all the way from Amsterdam, and it's great to have you on the show. You've got some great information on how you're helping people. So let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about your business and the types of clients that you're helping.
I work for Parksen, my company. And we're into the parking industry for cities as well as consumers. So we have a platform that can be used by cities and commercial parking providers, as well as end users who want to use these parking facilities in the cities all across the world. Right now, we're based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. And we already have 125 cities in the Netherlands connected to our platform. So it's a good start, but we still want to go a little bit further with our project because we have like version 1 of the platform here in the Netherlands. But we want to create a next version of our platform that we can roll out throughout the European Union, but also across the whole world.
Awesome. That's exciting. So I know you just didn't wake up one day and decide that you were going to, invent this project, and you've got an impressive background. So tell us how this led you to this field and how you got started.
I started out as a project manager for all kinds of NGOs, big companies, and governmental agencies. And about 10 years ago, I did a couple of projects for cities with parking, and we set up the first platform for cities over here in the Netherlands. And at that time, this is already 10 years ago, I got to know a couple of really smart people who were in the same industry. And they were working for parking providers. They were also working for cities like I was. And we just found out that what we have right now is not good enough. It's really nice that you can pay for parking with an app for the end user. And it's really nice for cities that they have one platform where they can sell their parking inventory. But of course, that's only one small thing that you can fix. Instead of having money with you and putting it in a machine, you can use an app, but that doesn't fix a lot of stuff that is a problem with parking. Most of the things that are irritating for end users is that you still have to find a parking spot. And you know how hard it is in a big city. It takes you 40, 50 minutes just to find a parking spot somewhere near your location. So we thought, how can we fix this problem? Instead of driving around for 40 or 50 minutes, let's get to your parking space real fast. Well, the only thing how to do that is to make the infrastructure intelligent and let that communicate with the end users. So using IoT devices, small little computers that we can buy now for $10, $15 a piece, we can install these IoT devices in parking spots, and we can also use another solution for parking garages so that the parking spot knows that it is in use or that the car just drove away and it's free. If you use that kind of information, you can have these little computers, these little IoT devices, talk to the end users and tell them there's a parking space right in front of your destination. So we created a new platform, version 2 of what we have over here, that includes smart IoT devices that you can integrate in a parking spot or on top of the street or in the street itself. But we also created a solution for parking garages where you have smart cameras that recognize license plates from the cars. And if they recognize the the vehicle, they can automatically open the gate, let your car go in, you can do your stuff, and at the moment you want to get out, you just drive out. The system will recognize your license plate again, and it will automatically open the gate so you can get out. And during that time, it's just recording the amount of money that you have to pay for that parking garage. You don't have to do anything with the app. It will automatically bill you. You don't have to do anything. So that's a big difference between what you're used to, getting a paper ticket and then opening the gate, paying that paper ticket and using that paper ticket to get out again. Now, this way you can automate this completely. And instead of having all these things to do with paying for parking, will happen automatically and will automatically be billed to your account. So these are two solutions for on-street and off-street and parking garages. It's a humongous difference. And of course, because you don't have to wait anymore, you don't have to find a parking spot anymore, you don't waste that time. And you don't have to waste all the gasoline that you put in your car driving around finding these free parking spots. And that's cool for the money-wise, but it also saves the environment. And that's something very important for cities and states all over the world. Everybody wants to reduce the CO2 emissions from cars, and of course, all the other harmful emissions that come from cars. And if you drive less, you'll also waste less of the environment while driving. So it has multiple elements in it that makes it really nice. You don't have to wait. You don't have to drive a lot. You save on gas, and at the same time, you save the environment. So it's an awesome solution that we can get all over the world, really nice and really easily implemented as well. And to make it easy for cities, we give it away for free.
Well, that's exciting. That's super exciting when I first found out about what you're doing. But we'll get deeper in that here in a minute. But a little bit more about you. Along the way, was there a book that stood out in your journey?
Well, there are a lot of books that stand out. But nowadays, I'm more of a person who goes to YouTube to get my information. So I have a lot of people who are the people that I respect and give credits to, like the people that we know who made awesome cars, like Mr. Musk with his new self-driving car. He's one of the people that I really enjoy listening to and looking at, and I love the way he wants to change the world and make it more environmentally friendly with these new self-driving cars that run on electricity instead of just the old way of using gasoline.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that with us. So, I've read your background and your bio, but what is it that's really driving you and your passion to do what you're doing?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, so of course I love setting up a company and making it run awesomely. I did this before with a magazine, an online magazine for women already. I did that for 10 years, and that was really nice, even though I didn't know anything about women before I started it. But I had a lot of people around me who were willing to learn, but also had the experience there. Later on, I also started a video production company, and that was really nice because at one end I was talking to advertisers on the website, and at the same time we were making videos with these people as well. And so my background is entrepreneurial. With the experience I had working as a project manager for big companies, it's like being in a company, an entrepreneur within the company itself. So that really makes my heart tick. But I love it to do something about the environment. And the last, 50 or 100 years, we kind of messed up the environment. And it cost a lot of money to clean all this stuff up. And for a couple of these problems that we have right now with the environment, it's really hard to fix it. Plastic in the sea, CO2 in the air, it's really hard. But if you find a solution that makes it easy for everybody just to clean up the environment or make it less bad, then you got me hooked. And this is one of the things that is really in this project. It's the environment, and how can we clean up the environment without a hassle and making it easy for everybody. Well, when we as a team were talking about how to set this project up, everybody got super enthusiastic, because who doesn't want to help the environment without doing anything? Just using a new way of parking, using an app, using a back office system for cities, and you don't have to do anything, and it saves you money. Well, this is what got my energy up, and also my team got energized because of this easy way to fix our environment.
It goes way beyond just parking. I mean, it's huge. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the problem that you're solving. So what are you finding to be the most common obstacle preventing others from, taking on a project like this and focusing on the environment? And then, oh, by the way, we're going to provide these parking spots. Can you go a little bit deeper into the problem?
Yeah, of course, there is a problem with the systems that are in use right now. Most of the parking platforms that we have are very localized. So a city of New York is making something, Washington is making their own platform, Paris is making their own platform, and these platforms don't even talk to each other. But it also means that the technology behind it is being developed by cities themselves. And commercial companies are a lot more flexible. They can innovate really fast. And especially if you're a smaller company. Of course, if you're a company with 50,000 employees, it's harder than a startup. But the problem that we have right now, there are so many different platforms all over the world. And also here in the Netherlands, we used to have 125 different systems. We all changed that into one platform, and then you can make a big change. And that's what the whole thing about parking is in the whole world now. So every city has a different platform. Countries have different platforms from each other. So that's why you cannot even use an app from New York in Washington, or an app from San Francisco in Paris. But if we create one platform, every provider, if they're smart cars that want to have the parking solution inside of it, or just regular people with a smartphone, they can use it. The biggest problem is it's all decentralized now, and we want to make a platform that gets rid of that decentralized system and make one centralized system that can work in the Netherlands, in Europe, in the United States, in China, wherever. And to make it really easy for cities to connect and make it free for them, so there's no financial obstacle for them to connect to our network, that will change this whole world of decentralized parking.
Man, that's exciting. I was just thinking back, I'm an entrepreneur as well, and all the way back to I was 13. And I used to hear people say, go buy a piece of land and build a parking garage and charge people to park there, but look how far we've come. And that's really exciting. So thanks for sharing that with us. Let's, so you've come up with a solution to overcome some of these challenges, not only parking, but environment. So let's go into that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about You've gone into it a little bit, but can you share an actual case study of what's going on over in Europe utilizing this technology?
Oh, yeah. Well, Europe is just like the United States, a place with a lot of expensive parking solutions. Either it's on street or in a parking garage. It's a huge market. Everybody has the same problems. So even for providers of apps that give you a solution to pay for parking, they also have the problem that they cannot go from country to country or city to city to get their app registered and usable in that city. So we changed that already over here in the Netherlands. We sat together with all the cities and all the municipalities over here, and instead of billing them every time if they wanted to have a change on their platform city by city, we said, what about working together as a cooperation, all those cities together, create one platform that everybody can connect to? Commercial guys, commercial parking providers, as well as cities, but also the providers who create an app to pay for parking. So what we did is we created first the cooperation. We got one platform. We connected all the providers with the apps to it, and that made a huge difference. Of course, a lot of countries are not that far yet. They're still making local systems, but we already did the first step. And that's why I also call it's platform 1.0. It's really nice. It fixes one part of the decentralization of all these parking solutions, but it still doesn't make it intelligent. And that's what we want to do. And the whole thing about making the infrastructure intelligent, that is where the end consumer comes in and has that extra thing that makes it really nice for them as well.
Excellent. What would be the most important thing that cities or municipalities should think about to, fix this problem, or the positive outcomes that can come from initializing a system like this?
Well, first they should look at the amount of costs that they already have for their local system. They are investing a lot of money, and I've seen it over here in the Netherlands. Like every city was investing millions in software. They were investing millions in IT guys managing and the platforms, and of course programmers who were building small solutions for all these cities. So the first thing a city has to do is look at the amount of money that they're already spending on their own little local system, and does it really help the end user? Well, they'll fastly figure out that they're spending way too much money on something like this, even though it makes a lot of money for the city, because of course it's tax money that you pay for the city for parking. So if they first find out how much money they're already spending, and then looking at our solution, they will see that, first of all, no management cost whatsoever anymore. So that kills a lot of it. They don't need all these IT guys and programmers for running and managing and upgrading their software at all. That's a lot of money that they save at that moment. And then if they want to open up the market for all these providers, then they have also this platform of ours that is totally free for both parties. So for end users, but also for the cities and the municipalities and the commercial or parking providers as well. It's not completely free, of course. We have to make a little bit of money, but we do that based on a kickback fee. So we ask a very low kickback fee from the providers and the municipalities for a kickback fee based on the parking fee that they charge every hour. So they don't have to worry anything anymore about fixed costs, man-hour cost, platform cost. We give all that away for free. The platform they get for free, the SaaS platform is for free. The API and the software development kit that we have, it's all for free. The only thing is we take a little bit of a kickback fee whenever somebody is using that parking spot or that parking garage to pay for parking. That's when we come in. But even then, we're still almost for free if you compare it with the cost that they have over here. And they saved a lot of money over here in the Netherlands. So that means that the government and the municipalities, they get a lot of more income of these parking fees that everybody pays for. So it's really, if you even look at the money part, everybody is a winner here.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit about how you're utilizing blockchain to accomplish this.
Oh, yeah, blockchain. So we're not using it as a hype thingy because everybody's like, oh, blockchain, that's the new hype thing. But we really want to use it for something that is necessary. Since we're talking about taxpayers' money, and that's you paying for your parking spot, and of course, it's the city who collects those taxes, and of course, the commercial parking providers, they get a grab of it too. But if you're standing in the middle and you have a platform in the middle, everybody wants to know for sure that you're not overcharging the end consumers or taking a bigger cut of the money. So what we do is we use the blockchain to save the information about all the parking sessions. So at the end, a governmental agency can just check on the blockchain if we charge the same amount of money to the end users as what we have as an agreement with the cities and the commercial parking providers. So the blockchain is an ideal situation for that. Now, or I should say, in the past for us, at the end of the year, we had our administration office check all the parking sessions individually, check them against what the city said we sold, and see if there is a difference. And if there is a difference, of course, you get a fine and, get into trouble. But it's a lot of work. It's millions of parking sessions that has to be checked on the city side and on our side. Well, if we can automate that and make it a way that you can put it public, let it be checked and not able to be changed. Because you know how IT is. If you have the right IT guy, he can change a database and he can magically change numbers. That can happen anywhere. But if you use blockchain technology, you don't have to worry about that at all. If you saved it on the blockchain, it's there forever and it's the only truth. And that's why we use blockchain technology. It's to make sure nobody's overpaying anywhere, and the cities and the commercial providers get the money that they should get. That's why we use blockchain technology.
Beautiful. Well, it's very, very innovative and exciting. And if the listeners are interested in finding out more on how you can help them, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, of course, go to our website and register and make an account and buy our tokens. That would help us a lot, especially now. And I'm saying now because we're working together with the European Union for the TEN-T, the Trans-European Project. And that's all about infrastructure and making infrastructure smart, intelligent, and accessible to all the users. So what we did is first we went to our ministries. We had some talks with two ministries over here, the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Infrastructure, and they loved our idea. So they said, okay, we're going to give our support, and we're also going to put it on writing with a letter of support to the European Union, so you can connect to them and be a part in this trans-European project. And that's really awesome, but we also need some money from ourselves. So the TEN-T project gives the option to get subsidy for it. but it's a 50-50 subsidy. So if you want 5 or 10 million from them, you have to have 5 to 10 million yourself to invest in the project too. And that's really cool, but we still don't have 5 to 10 million yet. And we're going for a participation in the 10T project right now for 6 million. So we still need 6 million from the market to apply and get the finances from the Trans-European project. And it's a really cool project. We already talked to all the major players in the European Union and, of course, at the Dutch government. We talked to Wim van de Kamp, who is one of the most important MEP in the European Union. He gave us a lot of helpful tips how to go through the whole European Union and who to talk to. It was really nice, a really nice person. So we went through all the stages already in Europe. And if we get this project running, so if we also get investors in our ICO, then we can do this project already on a European scale, because this project makes it possible for our solution to go all over Europe in every country and be a layer on top of whatever is local right now and make it a public marketplace. So I would love it if your listeners and investors would go to our website to www.parkqtoken.com, and ParkQ is with a Q, and log in there, create an account, and it's very easy to participate. You can use credit cards, you can use PayPal, of course, you can even do bank transfers, but of course we're an internet company and a blockchain company. You can also pay with Bitcoins and Ethereum. And that would be awesome. If we would have enough participation from investors, we can also get this big, huge European, trans-European infrastructure project as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. We're super excited what you're doing, and thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tracy, and we'll talk to you really soon with some awesome news about our EU project.
Absolutely. And we're excited about you bringing this globally and to the United States as well.
Awesome. We'll love it.
Thank you. So there you have it for this edition of the show. We'll see you the next time.
Thanks for listening to the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show with T. Allen Haynes. Conversations with elite business leaders from around the world. We will see you next time on the T. Allen Haynes Radio Show.